everybody, Mr. Venegas here. Today what we are going to learn about is something called a time signature. Now I bet you're wondering, what exactly is a time signature, Mr. Venegas? Good question. Let me show you. So at the beginning of each line of music, whenever you start reading music, we seem to have some numbers. These numbers tend to look like this. Now, what is it that we have here? What two numbers do we have? We have a 4 on top of another 4. So, yes, we have that. Now, does anyone know what this is called? If you paid attention to the title, you'd know. That's right. It's a time signature. Yes. So, in a time signature, each number that we have right here tells us something different. So this top number that I see right here, the top number actually tells me something very important. It tells me how many beats are going to be in a measure. Now, I did mention how many beats. I didn't say how many notes, because a lot of people get that confused. So remember, it's how many beats in each measure. So in this case, we have this 4/4 time signature. It tells us there's going to be 4 beats in every measure. Is that true or is that false? If you said that's true, that's correct, because remember, this top number is what told you. Now, what happens if I do this? I just changed it to 3. So now my time signature says 3/4. How many beats would be in that measure? If you said 3, you'd be right. Let's try another one. What if I made it look like this? How many beats in that measure? If you said 5, absolutely correct. Great job. One more. What if it said 143/4? How many beats would be in that measure? 143. Geez, that's a super long song. But you know what? If that's what it says, how many beats are in that measure, that's how many beats there are. So that top number never changes. It's always how many beats are inside each measure. Now, the bottom number tells us something kind of weird, and we'll talk about that more later. But what we need to know about the bottom number is it tells us what kind of note gets the beat. So here's something interesting. We already know what kind of note gets one beat. What is it? It looks like this. It's called a quarter note. Now, a quarter note gets one solid beat. Why would a 4 tell us that a quarter note gets the beat? Hold on, let's try something. What happens if I turn our time signature into a fraction? So if I put 4/4 and I put a line through it, how would we read that as a fraction? We would say 4/4, right? How else could we say it? Now, hold on. Let me actually adjust something. So now I'm going to put this. If the top number was 1 and the bottom number is 4, what would that be called? It'd be called 1/4. So today, like I said, we were mostly concerned with the top number. Wait, what does that top number tell us again? I hope you remember. How many beats in the measure? So remember, that top number means how many beats are inside a measure. So that's going to wrap up our video on time signatures today. As always, if you have a question, feel free to ask. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.